Have you ever noticed that women who make being traditional or being Christian or being conservative their public image, who need to have male validation and male friends, whether it's online or in person or whatever, even though they're traditional, right? These are the kinds of women that I find most malicious in their intentions and the most calculative and the most cruel in the long term. Now, the reason for this is because they make it their aim and their duty, their livelihood, to be perceived in this conservative fashion, when in reality, they're just simply not. And you can tell these types of women. If you have spiritual discernment, you'll be able to tell. Okay, there's a very famous political conservative woman actually, there's a lot, but there's one in particular that I'm thinking of that literally posts bikini pictures on her X account. And she claims to be this conservative woman. Now, of course, she's an attractive woman and all that, and she wants to be a trad wife someday. She's training to be a wife. This is just, I mean, if I had a way to make money, if I was really immoral in the ways that I wanted to live my life, if I wanted to be immoral, I would create an AI woman that would generate all of these types of responses to grift these kinds of men into believing that this AI woman wants to be in a marriage and whatever. And I'd have all these women, like all these other women that would hate me and all that, just so that I can get the cuck army to be on my side. Because that's what these people are. The men that support these types of women are usually cucks and betas. It's the same type of thing with women and semen retention. Okay, what the do you women know about semen retention? Okay, that would be me like trying to give this insight on menstruation. It's just, it's weird. It's not really applicable. Sure, they might know about what happens, and I might know the scientific qualities of what happens, but I haven't experienced that. I don't know what that is like exactly. So why would I talk about it as if I'm an expert? And a lot of these cucks online are listening to these grifter conservative women. And yet these same types of women that always need the male friends and all that, they are absolutely evil. Sometimes, like, they are just raking in the dough, and they're exploiting your credulity and they're exploiting your civility. And there really is nothing else that is happening in regard to that, because what happens is that these types of women are actually very disagreeable. Now, a woman, let's say this is your woman. If your woman is hyper agreeable with you, but she's kind of disagreeable with the world, that's okay. I think that that's good. I think that that's actually healthy, because that shows that she has a respect and a reverence for you. But if she's going to be retarded and just try to be friends with everybody, oh boy, you better watch out, man. You better watch out. And it's amazing to me how many men are absolutely clueless when they're in relationships with these types of women. And they're like letting these women, oh yeah, no, if he doesn't want me hanging out with this guy friend, then he's insecure and he's this and he's that. It's always shame. It's always projection. No. She's retarded. That's what it is. I am so tired of having to listen to this matriarchy system tell men how worthless they are. Meanwhile, no functioning society can survive and function in of itself without men. It just will not happen. And if you're honest with yourself as a man, if you're honest with yourself, if you're honest, okay, be honest with yourself here. What most of the time do women really bring to the table, apart from sexual pleasures? Usually not much. It's only the godly women. It's only the godly women that actually have something of substance to give. It's no other woman on the planet apart from the godly woman has something of value to offer, because the godly woman knows, based off of Proverbs 31, and just she's actually practicing the Bible. She likely has men in her life that are actually trying to lead her toward a better path and not just trying to seduce her or get her to say this or get her, because men are just as retarded sometimes. And now look, I think that it's healthy for you to be a little retarded in ways. I think listening to your inner retard sometimes is going to be very useful for you. But these women that are trying to control men's manhood at the expense of the man's sovereignty. And like, what do these beta cuck armies see and value in these women that are just grifting? They're just telling them what they want to hear. And there's no fruitful results. There's nothing really there that's happening. And women get off on the high that they have all of these male friends, and they just feel like they have options even though they don't have options. And I think that's really one of the main struggles that are going on with the society that we live in today, is that everything is inflated. Everything is just hyper fake and inflated. And godly women are more put down than ever before because they actually want to wait. They're not trying to just give out their value all the time. Men are pressured. This is what's crazy too, because men are persecuted spiritually for being righteous. They're persecuted for not being retarded. They're persecuted for not worshiping women. This is the society that we live in today. It's so fake. It's so inflated. And I'm just so tired of seeing how women who are actually capable of resisting the system are being the most put down. Meanwhile, you have these conservative grifters, or what's worse is the OF people, okay? I don't think I can say the actual term. It rhymes with bonely cans. I don't know why that was the thing I thought of, but yeah, you guys know what I'm saying. OF, okay? The women that are on OF, and yet these same women are now coming to Jesus. Okay, and look, I believe that Jesus can change anybody's heart. I truly believe that. There's no reason not to believe that if you actually follow Christ. I have full faith that Jesus Christ can change anybody's life. It's just a fact. I don't even need to have really faith in that. It's just true. So the way that I see it is that, of course, maybe these women can, come to Christ. But then you see their Instagrams or their TikToks or whatever, and they're making food for their new husband after they've done OF for the past 5 or 6 years or whatever. And she's licking the spoon all seductively, and she's making these, she's wiggling around, she's massaging the roller pin. Like, come on now. You are not a trad wife. You've just changed your appearance. And that's what I'm saying. This is why I have more respect for women that are actually like whores, and they just fully embrace it, because at least they're being honest. At least you know who they are. At least they're real about their disgusting degeneracy. At least they're not trying to pretend like they're something that they're not. Okay, that's like it's so crazy, because the online prostitute and whore is the feminists' version of what they fought for the last 50 years, right? This is what they fought for, the ability to do this. Women just want to have the option to be degenerates. They don't like feeling like they can't be degenerate. They don't like feeling like they can't do things, okay? They just want to feel like there's no weight on them or there's no pressure on them. They can just do whatever they want with no consequences. And look, men do this too, okay? Men do this too. Men want to lead without the accountability and responsibility of leadership. And men are kind of retarded like that too. they don't actually know what it means to lead their own life. They just think that they do. They just think that, oh well, because I'm a man, this woman should listen to me. No. In fact, a woman who's actually submissive, she's going to know which man is worth submitting to. I have more women than ever wanting to submit to me and my mission. But the thing is that they can only do it for a finite number of time before their feminist brain kicks in, and the programming and the societal programming, and they feel like they can't do this even though they want to. Because they're just like, you literally have to pour your spirit into these women. And if you're letting your woman have friends that are men, dude, I genuinely think this is you being part of the problem. There's nothing wrong with a woman and a man having just a human-to-human interaction and conversation. Nothing wrong with that. Okay? It happens all the time. And I think that in the professional workplace, because men and women are now working together, that has to be the case. Of course. It's not, and men and women who are brothers and sisters in Christ can absolutely talk just human to human, person to person. Nothing wrong with that. But if you're like friends, you're hanging out with each other one-on-one, and you have a man as a woman, or if you're the man and you're letting your woman hang out one-on-one with this other dude when you're not around, no. That's, you are part of the problem at that point. And you are literally sabotaging your own relationship. I genuinely believe that. And I know a lot of men may disagree, and a lot of men will come, like, the cuck army's coming, man. The cuck army's coming. And they're going, I'm a white knight, though. Yeah. And I don't want to mock these people, but it's just, because I don't think mocking really helps the problem. And I don't think that it's going to be conducive toward an overall healthy, more society, like more competent society. But the fact that there are so many men that do think this way, there are so many men that do not know that this is actually a reality, and that women, if left to their own devices, now look, if she's going to be argumentative with you, that's a no-no either. You don't want a woman hyper disagreeable with you. And you don't want a woman that just goes along with everything you say all the time, because like, you want a woman that will be able to counsel you to some degree. But she's going to be able to counsel you because she has a connection to God first. And we are just so godless in our society that the probability of that being the case is near zero. So we have to pour our spirits into these women so that we can show them with patience and gratitude that they can bring value to our lives outside of sex. They can bring value to our lives outside of looking pretty. Okay, that's a great thing to do. Don't get me wrong. Like, that's fantastic. If you can just be healthy. Okay, me personally, just me personally, I don't want a woman that's super buff, but I also don't want a fat woman. Me personally, that's just not what and people will say, oh, you're fat phobic. Yeah. Yes, I am kind of fat phobic, I guess. I'm afraid of fat people. Okay, I'm afraid that you're not going to live for my children if we have a child, and I'm not even attracted to you. That's another thing. That's another big thing. I'm not attracted to fat people. Okay, I'm just not. And it's so not good for you. I would like a woman that's maybe a little bit toned, but she's more on the skinnier side. And I think, because I just think women look better that way. Me personally, I think women look better when they're just a little bit thinner. They don't need to be muscular. Like, there's been women in the past, and it's kind of strange as well, because it's almost like you can tell the type of man that you are because of what kind of women are attracted to you. And usually the women that are most attracted to me usually have larger buttocks and smaller breasts. And they usually have like long flowing hair. This is just seemingly what happens. Okay, this is just the kind of woman and women that are attracted to me. Though kinds of women that are not usually attracted to me are more like bigger breasts and wider frames, and they don't really keep themselves fit. You know, they are not really active. They don't really have any kind of semblance of spirituality and discernment. But for some reason, you know, these other women, they love me. And you know what? I prefer those types of women anyway. I prefer those types of women because I don't really care about the breast size and all that. Like, yeah, you know, it's whatever. But, like, it's nice, but it's not, I don't need you to have, you know, implants or anything. I was thinking about this yesterday after a one-on-one call, because that's something that was brought up in the call, and I was thinking, I was just like, man, I don't want anything to do with plastic surgery or anything like that. It's just because these are the same types of women that are going to want the male friends, that are going to want to, you know, get this done and get that done, and they're going to be fake, and then they're going to cry out for a real man, and it's just sends you for a loop and a spin, you know. So I don't really care for those kinds of women, but I do like the natural women, because I also think that, you know, it's just more real. And I don't really care for makeup personally. I don't like makeup on women a lot. I don't mind a little bit of eyeliner or mascara or whatever, but if you don't really look good without makeup, to me, I just, it's kind of hard to, you know, it's just not my thing. But the main message here, and the main story here, now that you guys know my preferences, I suppose, the main story here is that these women that want to have male friends are going to be the most dangerous for your reputation. They're going to be the most dangerous for your sanity and your emotional health and your spiritual health. And because they will work in the shadows. Okay, they're going to be the retards in the shadows. And you got to make sure that you're not playing a part in that at all. Otherwise, you will, like you will pay for it. You will pay for it. It's better to invest your time in other things or other people. So with all that being said, I hope this message was useful and insightful for you. What a day, man. What a day. It is a beautiful day. It's a bit chilly, though. Like, it looks nicer than it actually is outside. It's a bit chilly. It's like 40 degrees, but it's super bright and sunny out. So maybe I'll go for a little walk. Maybe not. But sometimes I like to just clear my head and just be outside in the sun, because I haven't been able to get a lot of sun recently. And I know that since winter is basically here where I'm living, it's going to be a minute before I can get back out in the sun for longer periods of time. So we'll see what happens there. But I hope everybody stays blessed and has a blessed day. Peace. Until next time.